Welcome back to Denver Stock Lab. In our last episode, we broke down the concept of market cap, showing you how to measure the sheer size of a company so you never mistake a cheap stock price for a cheap business. We are taking one step deeper into the mechanics of the market to answer a question that keeps every single beginner awake at night. Why do some stocks crawl forward like a sleepy turtle, while others move like a rocket ship on steroids? If you are brand new to investing, let me reassure you, you are in the perfect place. You do not need a finance degree, you do not need to be a math genius, and you do not need to know a single piece of Wall Street jargon to master what we are covering. We have built this series from the ground up for complete beginners, meaning we start from absolute zero. Have you ever looked at a stock chart and felt your stomach drop just watching the lines bounce up and down? Or maybe you have wondered if your portfolio is actually ready to handle a stock that behaves like a roller coaster. In this episode, we are going to demystify that exact roller coaster ride by introducing you to a concept called beta. Here is our agenda for. First, we are going to define exactly what beta is using simple, everyday language. Second, we will look at a real-world, high-stakes example using a company called Supermicrocomputer, which trades under the ticker symbol SMCI, to see how this math plays out in the real market. Third, we will expose the deadly beta trap that wipes out thousands of beginner portfolios every single year. And finally, we will give you your new, golden investing rule so you can navigate high volatility with absolute confidence. By the end of this video, you will not just understand what volatility means. You will actually be able to look up any stock on the market, find its beta, and instantly know exactly how much risk it adds to your portfolio before you ever risk a single dollar of your hard-earned money. You are going to feel empowered, informed, and ready to make smart, calculated decisions. Let us dive in. To understand volatility, we have to look at a metric called beta. Now, do not let that Greek letter scare you. Beta is simply a speed limit sign that tells you how fast and how wildly a specific stock moves compared to the rest of the stock market. Think of the entire stock market as a massive, steady river flowing in one direction. Most of the time, we measure this river using a famous index called the S&P 500, which is just a collection of the 500 largest companies in America. When we talk about the market as a whole, we assign it a baseline beta score of exactly 1.0. This 1.0 is our anchor, our baseline, our steady point of comparison. If you buy a stock with a beta of exactly 1.0, it means that stock is swimming at the exact same speed as the river. If the river flows forward by 1%, your stock moves forward by 1%. If the river drops by 1%, your stock drops by 1%. It is a perfect mirror. But what happens when we look at other vehicles on this river? This is where beta becomes incredibly useful. Imagine you are choosing your vehicle for a drive down a busy highway. A stock with a beta of 0.5 is like a heavy, steady minivan driving safely in the slow lane. It is only moving at half the speed of the market. If the overall market surges forward by 10%, this minivan stock only climbs by about 5%. But here is the beautiful part. If the market crashes and drops by 10%, your minivan stock only slides down by 5%. It protects you from the worst of the wreckage. These are typically boring, stable companies that sell things people need no matter what, like toothpaste, electricity, or groceries. Now, on the other end of the highway, we have high beta stocks. Imagine a stock with a beta of 2.0. This is a high-performance, open-top sports car with a sensitive gas pedal. It moves twice as fast as the market. If the general market jogs forward by 10%, this sports car stock sprints ahead by a massive 20%. You feel like an absolute genius. But if the market encounters a bump and drops by 10%, that sports car does not just tap the brakes. It crashes violently, plunging down by 20%. It delivers double the pain of the average market downer. If you want to know how the professionals calculate this speed limit sign, they use a formula. Now, do not worry. Your computer does all this math for you instantly, but understanding how it works will make you a much smarter investor. The formula is beta equals covariance divided by variance. Let us break those two scary words down into plain English. Variance is simply a measure of how much the overall stock market bounces up and down around its own average path over time. It tells us how choppy the river is. Covariance, on the other hand, measures how much our specific stock moves in harmony with that river. It looks at whether our stock rises when the market rises and falls when the market falls, and how dramatic those movements are. So, when we divide covariance by variance, We are simply asking a very basic question. When the whole market moves, how much more or less intense is our specific stock's reaction? If the resulting number is greater than 1.0, the stock is highly sensitive and highly volatile. If the number is less than 1.0, the stock is calmer and less sensitive to the market's daily mood swings. And if the number is negative, which is quite rare, it means the stock actually moves in the opposite direction of the market, rising when the market falls. By understanding this simple relationship, you can look at any stock and instantly know whether you are stepping into a comfortable minivan or strapping yourself into a wild, unpredictable sports car. Now that we understand the theory of beta, let us look at a real-world example that has captured the attention of the entire financial world: supermicrocomputer, known by its ticker symbol, SMCI. SMCI is a technology company that builds high-performance servers, which are the heavy-duty computer systems used to power artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence has exploded in popularity, SMCI has been right in the middle of a massive market storm. This makes it the perfect laboratory to study extreme volatility and beta in action. If you look up the historical data for SMCI, you will find that its beta has hovered around 2.0 and at times has climbed even higher, reaching levels near 2.5. Let us walk through exactly what this means using real numbers, step by step, so you can see how this plays out in a real portfolio. Let us compare SMCI to its broader peers and the general market. Remember, our baseline for the market, the S&P 500 index, is always set at a beta of exactly 1.0. Let us also look at a giant, established tech competitor like Microsoft, which often carries a much more stable beta closer to 1.2. Now, let us pretend the market experiences a massive wave of optimism. Tech stocks are soaring, and the S&P 500 index climbs by a solid 10% over a few weeks. For an investor holding a basic index fund that mirrors the market, their portfolio goes up by that same 10%. Simple and steady. For an investor holding Microsoft, with its beta of 1.2, they can expect their investment to climb by roughly 12%. That is the 10% market gain multiplied by Microsoft's beta of 1.2. But now, look at SMCI with its beta of 2.0. When the market climbs by 10%, we multiply that gain by SMCI's beta of 2.0. The result? SMCI delivers a staggering 20% return in that same time frame. It completely sprints ahead of the market, doubling the gains of the average index. As a beginner, seeing your stock shoot up 20% while your friends are only making 10% feels incredible. It is easy to think you have found a magic money machine. But the market is a two-way street, and the laws of gravity always apply. Let us look at what happens when bad news hits the economy, or inflation fears rise, and the market takes a sudden, painful downer. Suppose the S&P 500 index drops by 10%. If you own the market index fund, you lose 10%. It hurts, but it is manageable. If you own Microsoft, with its beta of 1.2, your position drops by about 12%. But if you own SMCI, with its high beta of 2.0, the math works against you with brutal efficiency. We take that 10% market drop, multiply it by the beta of 2.0, and the result is a devastating 20% loss in your portfolio. During a market correction, SMCI delivers double the market's pain. While the average investor is down a manageable amount, the high beta investor is watching their hard-earned savings evaporate at twice the speed of everyone else. This is the core reality of SMCI and stocks like it. They are high beta expansion engines. When the wind is at their back and the market is rising, they sprint ahead like a rocket. But the very moment the market turns cold, they drop like a stone. By understanding this calculation, you can see that a high beta is not a guarantee of high returns. It is simply a magnifier. It magnifies the wins, but it also magnifies the losses with equal power. This brings us directly to the single most dangerous trap that beginner investors fall into when they first discover beta: the belief that high beta is a shortcut to getting rich quick. It is incredibly easy to look at a stock like SMCI, see that it has a beta of over 2.0, and think to yourself, if I just buy this stock, I will double the market's returns. All I have to do is buy high beta stocks, and I will beat the market every single year. This is a deadly mistake. High beta does not mean guaranteed high returns. In fact, if you do not know how to manage it, high beta is one of the fastest ways to completely wipe out your investing account. Let me tell you a quick, relatable story of how this trap plays out for a beginner. Imagine an investor named Alex. Alex has saved up $5,000 to start investing. Alex hears about the artificial intelligence boom and sees that SMCI is skyrocketing. Alex looks at the chart, sees the massive gains, and decides to put all $5,000 into SMCI. At first, things are great. The market rises by 5% and SMCI jumps by 10%. Alex's $5,000 is suddenly worth $5,500. Alex feels like a professional trader. But then, unexpected economic news hits. The market panics, and the S&P 500 drops by 15% over the next 2 weeks. Because SMCI has a beta of 2.0, it does not just drop 15%, it plunges by 30%. Alex watches in horror as that $5,500 balance crashes down to $3,850. Terrified of losing everything, Alex panics, sells the stock at the absolute bottom, and vows never to invest in the stock market again. What went wrong here? Alex fell into the high beta trap by treating a high-performance sports car like a family sedan. So, how do the professionals avoid this trap? They use 3 golden rules to manage high beta stocks safely. First, they use beta to size their positions. If you are buying a safe, low beta stock like a utility company or a consumer staple with a beta of 0.6, you can safely put a larger percentage of your portfolio into it because it is not going to move wildly. But if you are buying a high beta stock like SMCI, you must buy less of it. Instead of putting your entire savings into it, you might only allocate 2 or 3% of your portfolio. This way, if the stock surges, you still enjoy the gains, but if it crashes by 30%, it will not ruin your financial life. Second, always compare a stock's beta to its direct industry peers, not just the general market. SMCI is a technology hardware company. It is natural for tech companies to have higher betas than utility companies. When you analyze a stock, look at its competitors. Is SMCI's beta higher or lower than other computer hardware makers? If its beta is significantly higher than its direct peers, that tells you there is company-specific risk inside that business that goes far beyond the general market. Third, if you are a truly long-term investor who plans to hold a stock for 10, 15, or 20 years, you can actually ignore daily beta entirely. Over a decade, the daily price swings do not matter as long as the underlying business remains strong and profitable. Beta only measures historical price volatility. It does not measure the quality of the company's products, its management, or its balance sheet. A great pro tip for beginners is to balance your portfolio like a scale. If you want to buy a high beta stock like SMCI for its growth potential, pair it with a low beta, high-quality dividend-paying stock. This creates an equilibrium. The low beta stock acts as an anchor, stabilizing your portfolio and paying you steady income, while the high beta stock provides the engine for potential high growth runs. So, how do you know in real time if a stock you are watching is falling into a dangerous volatility trap? There is one specific, checkable signal you can use. It is called the beta to peer ratio. Whenever you are researching a stock, look up its beta, and then look up the average beta of its industry group. If the stock you are watching has a beta that is more than 1.5 times higher than its industry average, that is a clear warning sign. It signals that this specific stock is behaving far more erratically than its direct competitors, meaning there is hidden, speculative risk under the hood. When you see this signal, it means you must reduce your position size to protect your capital. Let us summarize the 3 key takeaways from episode. First, beta is simply a speed limit sign that measures volatility. A beta of 1.0 means the stock moves in perfect harmony with the market. A beta below 1.0 is a steady, protective minivan, while a beta above 1.0 is a high-speed, high-risk sports car. Second, high beta stocks like SMCI are magnifiers. They will double your joy during market rallies, but they will also double your pain during market downturns. They are not a shortcut to wealth. They are powerful tools that must be handled with extreme care. Third, always use beta to size your positions correctly. Never put your entire portfolio into high beta stocks, and always pair high growth names with stable, low beta anchors to keep your portfolio balanced. Moving forward, here is your actionable homework. Whenever you analyze a new stock, check its beta. Use this threshold. If the beta is above 1.5, classify it as a high volatility asset and limit its size to a small fraction of your total portfolio. If the beta is below 1.0, you can treat it as a stabilizing anchor. One important reminder before you go, everything on Denver Stock Lab is for educational purposes only. Investing is a deeply personal decision. Your goals, your timeline, and your risk tolerance are completely unique to you. Use what you learn here to study harder, ask smarter questions, and then make your own informed decisions. The work is yours to do, and that work is absolutely worth it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Denver Stock Lab for weekly market analysis and the next episode of Stock 101, where we will continue to build your investing foundation step by step. We will see you in the next video.